tell you what I want for Christmas. Let me tell you what I want this year. For the world to see the love of Jesus and put away their doubt.
Hey Crossroads, welcome to the Bittner household, and Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. This is my sister Nikki.
Merry Christmas.
Who flew in from California. She's here for a couple more days. She was here for my mom's birthday, and unfortunately she's not going to be here for Christmas this year, but she has been here before at Christmas time.
Yes, I have.
Back in 1995?
96, I think it was 96.
96 was my best Christmas ever. I don't know about hers, but it was my best Christmas ever. We had awesome Christmases as kids,
Yes,
didn't we?
we did. Always growing up.
But
Great Christmases.
this one was probably the best, even though I was an adult at this time. My husband flew my sister and her family home here from California to Pennsylvania. It was a total surprise to me. I didn't know anything about it. I didn't know it was going to take place. Like I said, it was the winter of 1996. The only person that knew about this was my twin brother Larry, who was in on the scheme because he had to pick her up at the airport. And they were on the turnpike traveling here. Little did I know, my husband was trying to keep me awake that night and kept saying, "Come on, honey, let's stay up and watch TV. Let's watch an old Christmas movie and drink hot chocolate and sit by the fire." And I was like, "What's up with that?"
What she didn't
I'm
know
tired.
was,
I gotta go to bed.
we hit the biggest whiteout, I guess, that they had in 100 years. So when we flew in and got off the plane, you couldn't see like 2 feet in front of you. So when my brother picked us up, a 2.5-hour drive turned into about an 8-hour drive, maybe 9-hour drive. And we were on a mission to get here. It was like, we have to get here. And poor Lori, I mean, this was like it was such a long trip that it was probably 3:30 in the morning till we actually arrived. And when we were driving, my brother was he was, of course, concentrating on the road and all the storm in front of him. So we ended up missing the exit on the turnpike and had to go even one further and then turn around and come the whole way back. So it made it even longer to get
So that's why my husband was trying to keep me up, and I didn't know it. And I told him, "I'm going to bed. I just want to call my sister and talk to her, my sister from California." And I fell asleep with the phone in my hand because I kept trying to call her and she wouldn't answer. I kept getting the answering machine.
Yeah.
Little did I know she was on the turnpike in a snowstorm.
before cell phone.
So I fell fast asleep, and like she said, about 3:30 in the morning, all of a sudden I feel people jumping on my bed. It was my sister, her stepson, her husband, and her daughter, who was 6 years old at the time, who has not been back here in Pennsylvania in the wintertime. And it snowed that Christmas. It was absolutely beautiful. It snowed every day for a week and a half solid. Her husband is a native Californian, so he was in his flannel pajamas, blue flannel pajamas. We made fun of him like every day because he was froze. But we did get him out to ski at Hidden Valley one day.
We did. We had a great time, and it's true. My family, my stepson never had really seen snow like this, and my daughter hadn't either. So we were just all amazed. And my husband, of course, had never even imagined that it could get that bad. So he was in heaven, but he couldn't believe that anybody could live in a stormy place like this. So it was just an opportunity for us to all be snowed in together and to have one of the best Christmases that we ever had.
It was the best Christmas ever, but there are a few more funny stories. I didn't know about this at the time, but my sister knocked over my Christmas tree.
Yes.
So maybe you want to tell about that, because I wasn't out here. I didn't really see it happening. She thought I might have heard it, but I didn't.
Yeah, I went to unplug the tree. Somehow I knocked something over on the base and it started to fall on me. So I was straddling, holding the tree, and couldn't get anybody to help me. I was calling for my husband, and I guess my little girl was peeking out, and she, I guess, got her dad finally then after I was under the tree for about 20 minutes.
And the
She
balls
came-
were rolling across the floor,
Yeah.
breaking, and he was into watching, I don't know, football or something on TV.
No,
Couldn't get his
he was
attention.
back in the back, but yeah, it was pretty funny. My daughter always remembers that. She says that's the year that she found out that I was Santa Claus and not, there was no Santa Claus. But it didn't traumatize her too much. She was pretty.
At that time too, my
happy over
mom lived right down on the same street, and she didn't know anything about my sister coming in either, so we snuck down to her house and went up the back steps and knocked on the door, and she was so surprised to see my sister and her whole family.
Yeah.
It was awesome. And at the time, we had another golden retriever named Shira, and I remember looking outside every day. Her daughter Jamie, who was 6, was out playing in the snow with the dog
Yes.
every day, and it just snowed and snowed and snowed. And I know a lot of you girls, my 7th and 8th grade girls know Ellie. And here's Ellie. She wants to say Merry Christmas from the Bittner house.
She's preoccupied.
So one more thing I wanted to say is, this is my little bit older sister, and when we were growing up, we used to fight pretty good.
We used to have a few, little fights.
But I always envied her and looked up to her, because of course she was a
And I
little bit
always
older
loved
than
her.
me. I was never
Dearly.
cool enough to hang around with her and her friends, so I'd do all kind of weird things like hide in the closet when her friends came over.
Which
They
I
wouldn't
had
know
no
I was
idea.
there.
I had no idea she ever even thought that
Steal
about
her
me.
clothes to try to look like her, and we fought terrible. But now that we live on opposite sides of the country, we wish we lived closer
Yeah,
together.
down the street from
And
each
we
other.
realize how important family is at
Definitely.
Christmas time. It's everything.
It's everything.
Absolutely everything.
Yep, so if you are out there and you fight with your sibling, just remember in a few more years you're gonna want to have a great close relationship with them. So there's hope.